Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. Have you ever felt that that unsettling drain, like your energy is just being siphoned away well, by unseen forces?
Mm.
The constant pressure, maybe, of managing what other people expect, or the sheer weight of their opinions, or just, struggling against things that are honestly just beyond your control.
Right.
It's a profound sense of limitation, isn't it? That feeling your life isn't quite your own, but it's shaped by, well, by everyone else around you.
It really is.
Today, we're diving deep into an idea that promises to really shift that dynamic. It offers maybe a radical path to inner peace and, well, real freedom from those forces.
Indeed.
Yeah.
We're dissecting the let them theory. It sounds simple, just two words,
Yeah.
right? But it's incredibly powerful when you apply it.
Okay.
And its beginning is very personal. It's rooted in Mel Robbins' own pretty extraordinary journey from crisis to clarity.
Right.
So our mission in this deep dive is to really shed light on how these two words, let them, and crucially their counterpart, can truly revolutionize your relationships, recalibrate your whole emotional landscape, and, unlock your authentic potential.
This isn't just surface level stuff then.
No, no fluff. This is for you, someone already on this path of self-discovery, guiding you toward a life truly aligned with your, let's say, your highest self. It's about reclaiming your power in a world you just can't dictate.
Okay, let's start there. Not with the theory itself, but with that visceral feeling of being completely lost. Imagine this. You're 41 years old. You're facing this mountain of debt, like $800,000. You're unemployed. Your husband's business, a restaurant, is crumbling right before your eyes.
Wow.
It's not just financial ruin. It's this soul-crushing feeling of absolute failure, like you're trapped, no way out. Mel Robbins talks about feeling profoundly lost then. And it's such a stark contrast because her career was, well, all over the place.
Varied.
Yeah, public defender, lawyer, startup exec, business development, life coach, even a radio host, owned a pottery studio, you name it. But despite all that, she felt this paralysis, like nothing she did could ever be enough to pull them out of that hole. It really paints a picture, doesn't it? Feeling totally stuck, where every move feels pointless. How do you even start to move from that kind of rock bottom?
That's the essential question, really, because Mel's low point, while intensely personal, it hits on something universal, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
So many of us at some point feel that overwhelm, that paralysis, like you're just drowning in circumstances. And the key insight isn't finding some, magic bullet.
Right.
It's realizing that the first breakthrough often comes from the rawest, most desperate place. It's about finding that first simple step when all the steps seem impossible.
And for Mel, that step was born from just sheer desperation. She talks about watching a NASA rocket launch on TV, that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown. And this simple, almost absurd thought popped into her head. What if I just counted backward like that and launched myself out of bed? Seems ridiculous, right? Given everything else going on.
Yeah, almost trivial.
But she was desperate. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and she physically pushed herself out of bed, just like that.
Yeah.
No time to argue with the exhaustion, no space for her brain to list all the problems waiting.
She'd just move.
Exactly, before her mind could stop her. Like that rocket, once the countdown starts, it's forward motion. And she started using it everywhere. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pick up the phone, start looking for a job. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, open those bills that were piling up,
Facing the fear.
Facing the fear, 1 5-second burst at a time. She called it the 5-second rule. It wasn't about finding motivation because, let's be honest, motivation rarely shows up when you're that low.
No, it doesn't.
It was about forcing action, one small step, then another, just clawing her way back. The real lesson isn't just action is the answer. We kind of know that.
Intellectually, yeah.
But her story shows it's about moving before the paralysis kicks in. Bypassing the brain's urge to talk you out of it. It's not just motivation. It's breaking the cycle of overthinking and inertia. A physical shift, creating a mental one. It's like the ultimate self-rescue. And the way this rule spread, it was completely accidental. She was hesitant to even share it. It's still dealing with your own financial mess.
Understandable.
But an old roommate suggested her for a small event in San Francisco. Mel just saw it as a free trip. She gets on stage, 700 people there, and has this massive 21-minute anxiety attack. Full-blown panic.
Oh, wow. On stage.
On stage. About 19 minutes in, totally lost, she just blurts out the 5-second rule. She says she literally blacked out, even gave out her personal email, walked off convinced it was the most humiliating moment ever.
Oh, man.
But here's the twist. That small event, it was one of the very first TEDx conferences. A year later, the video goes viral. One of the most watched TEDx talks.
No kidding.
Yeah. And stories just poured in. People using 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to push through fear, procrastination.
Yeah.
Making huge changes, job transitions, losing tons of weight, getting sober, starting businesses, improving health, marriages.
Real life impact.
Huge impact. Even clinical uses PTSD, OCD, depression.
Yeah.
And incredibly, over 1,000 people have used it to stop themselves from attempting suicide, using it to ask for help in that critical moment.
That's profound.
It really speaks to that universal struggle with just starting, doesn't it? That inertia, the 5-second rule, somehow cuts through.
It does. But it's crucial to grasp that while the rule gave her a tool for action, it wasn't, a quick fix. Not at all.
Right.
Mel stresses that the decade it took to dig out of debt, to rebuild her career, it was grueling. That's her word.
Grueling, yeah.
It meant waking up every single day, no matter how she felt, and just chipping away at the goals consistently.
The unglamorous part.
Exactly. It highlights something we often forget in our search for instant results. Extraordinary change usually comes from consistent, unglamorous action. It's not about secrets. It's about doing the work most people won't, showing up day after day, year after year.
And then just a couple of years ago, having kind of mastered that self-action piece, she hits this next frontier, a discovery that shifts focus from inside herself to, well, her relationships with others, the let them theory.
And this is a key insight here, the fundamental difference between the two. The 5-second rule is absolutely about self-improvement, getting yourself moving, overcoming your resistance.
Okay.
The let them theory, though, that's a radical pivot toward interpersonal freedom. It promises release from, well, the burden of other people's opinions, their drama, their judgments, that whole exhausting cycle of trying to manage things you just can't control.
Right, the external stuff.
Exactly. And if you think bigger picture, this theory doesn't just change your life by freeing up your energy. It kind of counterintuitively transforms things for people around you, too. Because you protect your time, your energy, you focus on what matters to you, and that somehow fosters real connection, not just weary management.
Okay, let's unpack that. Reclaiming power. What's the core problem let them is trying to solve?
Well, it starts with this tendency we all have, often without even realizing it, to just give our power away to others. We're constantly trying to satisfy everyone, right? Bending over backwards so a partner isn't disappointed, seeking approval at work, keeping the peace with family so they don't judge our choices.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
We think if we just do enough, say the right thing, keep everyone happy, then we'll feel okay. But what really happens?
You end up exhausted, and someone's still unhappy.
Exactly. You work harder, bend further, shrink yourself down. And still, someone's disappointed. Someone criticizes. And you're left feeling like it's never enough. It's just a draining cycle.
So it's basically futile.
It is. Absolutely futile. That's the hard truth. You simply cannot control what others think or their moods or what they decide to do. Trying to chase that external validation or control, it just leads to feeling never enough and shrinking your true self.
Okay.
So the critical question is, what happens when you actually stop trying to manage everybody else?
What does happen?
The surprising thing is you instantly get back a huge amount of power you didn't even know you were giving away just by stopping that futile effort. That's where the journey to real freedom starts.
And there's a story behind this too, right? The prom story?
Ah, yes, the prom story. It's amusing, but really hits home.
Okay, set the scene.
Mel's son, Oakley, his prom. Now, she'd done 4 proms already with her daughters. Months of planning, dresses, dates, logistics, epic sagas with Oakley. Predictably last minute, week of, he decides he wants to go. Tux, specific sneakers, finds a date, 11th hour, day of, total chaos. Mel, meeting well, makes this beautiful corsage, researches trends, goes to the shop, pays for it. Oakley sees it. Mom, she doesn't want a corsage. Don't bring that.
Oh.
Mel's annoyed, a little hurt, brings it just in case. Of course, the date arrives wearing her own handmade corsage. Mel wants to disappear.
Cringe.
Then it starts pouring rain. 20 kids in rented tuxes and gowns, no rain gear. And the final straw. She hears them talking dinner plans. Let's go to Amigos.
Amigos, like the little taco place.
Exactly. Tiny place, maybe 4 tables. 20 kids in black tie, soaked, no reservation, heading to a taco stand. Mel instinctively starts searching her phone for reservations, yelling to other parents, I can't find anything, maybe pizza. Just pure frantic energy, trying to control the uncontrollable.
I can picture it, the panic.
Yeah, and that's where her daughter Kendall steps in. Simple words, but they cut right through. Mom, if Oakley and his friends want to go to a taco bar for pre-prom, let them.
Wow, just like that.
Mel protests. They'll get soaked. ruin their sneakers. Kendall's response, Mom, let them get soaked. Let them get ruined. And then the kicker, total teenager bluntness. Mom, you're being annoying. Let them show up wet. Let them eat where they want. It's their prom, not yours. Just drop it.
Mic drop.
Total mic drop. And what does that story show us? It perfectly captures that initial shock, that jolt of letting go of control, and the immediate relief that follows, the shift in perspective. Suddenly the stress becomes kind of cute just by dropping the need to manage it all.
That story really does drive home that relief, doesn't it? But let's go deeper on the power dynamic. You mentioned a seesaw analogy.
Think about it. Someone does something that affects you. Say, friends go on a trip, don't invite you. Your first reaction might be negative rejection, insecurity, confusion. You internalize it. That reaction, those thoughts, the heavy feelings, they weigh you down. Instantly, you've tipped the seesaw. You've shifted the power. You feel less than. You've given your power away, sunk into jealousy or whatever it is.
It's exhausting.
And self-imposed.
Totally. So where does let them fit in?
Let them is like consciously pushing off the ground on that seesaw. You free yourself from the weight of all that negativity that just pulled you down. As you rise, the other side, your friends, who probably aren't even thinking about it, they metaphorically go down. The power shifts back.
Okay, that makes sense.
But, and this is crucial, often missed. There's a danger in only saying let them. If that's your only move, let them, let them, let them, you risk isolating yourself, withdrawing.
How so?
It can lead to this kind of moral superiority, like you're above it all, judging from a distance instead of actually connecting. And let's ask, how does feeling morally superior help build great friendships?
It doesn't at all.
Exactly, which is why there's the essential second half, It's the balance. Making space for yourself and others.
Right. Okay, so back to that girls' weekend example. Feeling left out, scrolling photos. Saying let them go on their trip, genuinely releasing it. That created space, mental space, emotional space, to look at my role, not blaming them, but asking, okay, what do I want to do about this? What am I responsible for?
Shifting focus inward.
Totally. And from there, it became clear, okay, let me stop expecting inclusion all the time. Let me take responsibility for what I want. Let me figure out what's really bothering me here. Let me be more proactive, reaching out. Let me invite people this weekend. Let me prioritize my social life because it's clearly my job to build one. Let me reach out and reconnect.
See the shift.
Huge shift. From blame to self-responsibility. Puts the control right back in your hands.
And if you connect that to the bigger picture, the implication is massive.
Yeah.
When you stop blaming others, stop waiting for permission to be happy or get what you want.
Yeah.
You stop being a victim of circumstance.
You become active.
You activate your own agency. You start intentionally creating the reality you want, taking full responsibility for your life, your happiness, your connections, your boundaries, your needs. The let me part, that's where the undeniable power lies, because it's the only part you can absolutely 100% control.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Let's talk about stress. It feels like this silent epidemic in modern life, right? Why do tiny things, a long coffee line, traffic, an interruption, unsolicited advice, why do they have such a huge impact?
Yeah.
We've all felt it, that immediate surge of agitation, like you're hijacked by negativity.
It's insidious, isn't it? That anger in the slow line, the annoyance at the loud phone talker, the irritation at the slow cashier. These little things, totally beyond our control. They just wreck our mood, leave us drained and reactive.
So why does that happen? What's going on inside?
What's really insightful is the physiology of it. Dr. Aditi Nurikar, she's a Harvard physician specializing in this mind-body connection. She points out that stress is way more pervasive and damaging than we think because it literally hijacks how your brain functions. Normally, your prefrontal cortex, the CEO of your brain, handling planning, decisions, it's in charge.
Right.
But the second you perceive stress, it's like the CEO checks out and your primal survival brain takes over. Neurologically, you're in fight or flight.
Okay.
So your goals, dreams, patience, ability to be non-reactive, poof, out the window. That's why stress shows up as self-doubt, procrastination, burnout, doom scrolling, comparison, that loud inner critic. You can't focus or feel happy because your whole system is on high alert, not thriving.
That makes so much sense. It reminds me of that airport stress test story.
Tell me.
You're on a plane, long flight ahead. The guy right behind you starts coughing, relentlessly, open-mouthed, like hacking.
Oh, wow.
Instantly, your internal alarm goes off. Annoyance, worry about getting sick. Maybe you have plans later. You think, okay, what do I do? Passive aggression, call a flight attendant, or try being mature, politely ask him to cover his mouth. He nods, maybe mumbles sorry, then keeps coughing openly the whole flight. You feel a bit bad for him. He probably can't help it, but your mood is shot. Can't work, can't relax.
Total futility.
Exactly. It just captured how useless it is trying to control what you can't. You can't stop the cough, the slow line, the traffic. The only thing you can control is your response. And this leads to the core idea. Understanding that stress is your body and brain switching functions means you have the power to switch back.
That's empowering.
Incredibly empowering, knowing you don't have to let every little external thing derail your peace. So for those uncontrollable things, the coughing guy, the slow cashier, even say election results you consciously use, let them. You accept you can't change what happened.
Okay.
But you can change your reaction. And that's where let me comes in for internal control. Let me take another breath. Just that simple act, a full, deep, intentional breath stimulates your vagus nerve.
The calming nerve.
Exactly. Sends a message, calm down. Pulls you out of survival mode, back to rational. It seems so small, almost too easy, right?
Yeah, like, can a breath really do that?
But it empowers you to choose your response. Avoid the rage text, the snapping, the hours spent stewing. The more you lose let me to reset your stress, the more in control you feel. Because you're responding, not being hijacked.
That's a razor-sharp truth. The neuroscience backs it up. Immediate positive physiological benefits that guide us toward pleasure, away from discomfort. Dr. Aditi literally says the let them theory is like a sigh of relief for your stressed brain. It helps you reclaim control.
Get out of survival mode.
So your brain and body can finally get out of survival mode and back to thriving. You're taking the reins, choosing your response, not getting swept away.
Okay, let's tackle something tricky. Dealing with other people's emotional reactions. This is huge. We let their emotional immaturity guilt trips, silent treatment, our own fear of disappointing them dictate our choices.
It happens all the time.
And the result, you always end up last in your own life because you're doing all this emotional labor managing their stuff.
And the liberating approach, therapist Ann Davin puts it bluntly, just let them react.
Just let them.
Yeah, it's a hard truth. Most adults haven't really learned healthy ways to process emotions or communicate needs constructively. So the reframe here is huge. See their outburst not as an attack on you, but as their underdeveloped way of dealing with distress, like a frustrated kid.
Okay. Like an 8-year-old inside.
Exactly. Visualizing that shifts your reaction from fear or contempt to maybe compassion. Take the silent treatment. Classic move of someone upset who can't articulate it. It's a bid for attention, showing their inability. It's not about you.
Right. It's their stuff.
So when an adult acts like a child, pouting, storming out, playing victim, lashing out, just let them. Your job isn't to manage or fix their emotional spiral. It's to protect yourself from it. Which brings us to the crucial question.
How do you make the right decision for you, even knowing it will upset someone else?
That is the profound challenge, isn't it? Because sometimes the right decision feels intensely, painfully wrong to everyone else, even parts of you.
Like that listener question about calling off a wedding?
Exactly. Imagine, weeks away, invites sent, deposits paid, families involved. One person feels this crippling dread, knows it's a huge mistake, but is paralyzed by fear. Disappointing everyone, the cost.
Yeah.
Breaking hearts.
Just thinking about it makes your chest tighten.
Right. Intellectually, the answer is simple. Call it off. But emotionally, the weight, the guilt, anticipating the pain, it feels devastating.
So what do you do with that?
You touch on a powerful truth. We're emotional beings. What's logical often feels cruel when you know it causes pain. Dr. Lisa Dahlmore, her work's great on this. She frames negative emotions, dread, grief, guilt, as a mentally healthy response to life's upsets. They aren't flaws. They're normal signals.
Yeah.
Healthy signals.
Okay, so feeling bad is actually healthy.
In response to genuinely upsetting things, yes.
Yeah.
And the framework for navigating it. Think of riding an emotional wave. Emotions rise and fall like waves. You won't drown. It's a tangible way to endure the discomfort.
Riding the wave.
So in those moments, you engage, let me. Let me grieve this future that's not happening. Let me cry if I need to. Let me tell the story to process it. Let me resist reaching out falsely. Let me feel depressed if that's the phase. It's not avoiding the pain. It's allowing it to run its necessary course, actively, compassionately.
Let's shift focus again. Comparison, another huge energy drain. That chronic fixation on what others have, how they look, what they've achieved.
The comparison.
It just drains your motivation, leaves you feeling behind, frustrated. And here's a hard truth. Life isn't fair. Period.
Yeah.
It's not fair someone's debt-free at 25 or looks like a model or travels the world while you're budgeting.
It simply isn't.
And when you dwell on that unfairness, comparing your lack to their abundance. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You become the problem, sabotaging yourself because of comparison.
And the first step, the sharp truth that cuts through it, is accepting that. Life isn't fair. Everyone gets dealt a different hand, period. The game isn't against others, it's with them. Someone will always have better cards, by some measure. The more time you waste staring enviously at their hand, the more you miss the point. How do you play your hand? The secret. Other people, their different cards, their successes, they can actually teach you how to play your game better.
Okay.
It's a fact. Many people got a luckier hand. Let them. They'll achieve things faster, have advantages, more resources, more support. You can't change that truth. So let them, because worrying self-pity, it's self-torture, useless for your growth.
So how do we tell the difference between comparison that tortures us and comparison that teaches us?
It's actually pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Comparison feels like torture when you fixate on fixed attributes you can never change about yourself.
Like what?
Someone else's natural beauty, their body type, family history, privilege, height, metabolism, innate talents like perfect pitch. Things they were mostly born with, not things they worked hard for.
Right. Things you can't just acquire.
Exactly. No amount of wishing or effort on your part will give you those specific cards. Think of Mel watching her daughter Sawyer torture herself over her sister Kendall's different body type, metabolism, singing voice. Sawyer couldn't change those things but spent years miserable about it. Any energy spent there. Self-torture. If you truly can't change it, you have to learn to just allow it. Let them.
Okay, so that's torture. What's the teacher version?
Comparison becomes a teacher when you look at things you could realistically create or cultivate yourself.
Yeah.
With time, intention, effort.
Changeable things.
Yes. Getting a better job, finding your purpose, achieving financial freedom, building healthier habits, writing the book, growing a following, launching a business. If someone's done something better, bigger, cooler than you imagine something actionable, then let them. Their success isn't your loss. It's a formula, a blueprint, inspiration.
So it flips jealousy into fuel.
Precisely. Take Molly, the interior designer, dragging her feet on her website, social media. Then some irritating woman in her neighborhood starts getting huge traction online for her home renos. Molly's consumed with jealousy, stalks the website, feels inadequate.
Yeah, that sting.
But that painful jealousy, it forced Molly to confront her own inaction, her procrastination. Sometimes that irritation, that envy, it's the push you need to finally get moving and claim your own potential.
That's a really powerful reframe. Okay, what about trying to change others? That desire for a partner, kid, parent, friend to change their health, job, habits.
Well, that's a big one. Universal.
And our usual approach, pushing them like the friend wishing her husband would take better care of himself. Tried everything, pleading, hinting, gym memberships, healthy cooking, Peloton. Nothing works.
Creates a deadlock.
Total deadlock. She's mad he won't change. He's annoyed she won't stop nagging. Lose-lose.
And this highlights a fundamental law of human nature. People only change when they feel like it. Pressure, however well-intentioned, creates resistance. It threatens our core need for control, for agency.
Right. You push, they push back.
Exactly. Dr. Shervitt's research on influence is key here.
Yeah.
You can't directly motivate someone. True motivation has to come from within. But you can inspire them. Create conditions where they think the idea was their own.
How?
The foundation is genuinely let them be on their own timeline, let them fail, let them live their life. Truly accepting that removes the pressure, opens up space for them to reflect internally.
Okay, acceptance first, then what?
Then you let me unlock the power of your influence. Not manipulation, but modeling the behavior. Think of the coworker who just goes for a walk at lunch every day, no fanfare.
Right, just does it.
They're not trying to convert anyone, they just enjoy it, prioritize it. But day after day, you see them come back, refreshed, energized, happier, while you're, slumped at your desk.
Feeling sluggish.
Eventually, that subconscious observation, that tension between their vitality and your inertia, it starts to morph into motivation. And one day, you feel going for a walk. You think it was your idea, but it was their consistent, authentic influence. It's sneaky, but respects their autonomy.
So there's a formula for this, the ABC loop.
Yes, a practical framework. Combines motivational interviewing and behavioral science.
Okay. A
is apologize, then ask open-ended questions. Based on Dr. K's work. Apologize for past pressure, crucial for disarming them. Then genuinely ask how they feel. Honey, I'm sorry for pressuring you about your health. How do you actually feel about it?
And just listen.
Listen with pure curiosity. If they say, I'm okay, Gently probe. What makes you feel okay about it? No judgment, just drawing out their perspective. Creating gentle internal discomfort for them. It's let them talk and let me listen. B is back off and observe their behavior. After the apology and questions, you must stop all pressure. Let them marinate in their thoughts. They need time. Meanwhile, you keep authentically modeling the change, making it look easy, fun, beneficial. Give them freedom to figure it out for themselves. This is pure let them be.
Patience required.
Absolutely. Then C.
C is celebrate progress while you continue to model change. Any tiny step forward. Genuinely celebrate it. Dr. Sherritt's research shows immediate, specific, positive compliments are powerful drivers for sustained change.
Like if they go to the gym.
Tell them you're proud, they look great, seem energized, connect the hard action with pleasure. It's neuroscience. More compliments, hugs, admiration for the effort, faster they connect the action with positive feelings.
The power of this approach is huge. It shifts everything.
Yeah.
Let them helps you rise above the toxic emotions and broken dynamics, strengthening connection, while let me strategically uses your influence to inspire positive change without control or nagging.
From resistance to inspiration. Okay, let's talk relationships again. Friendships in adulthood. That feeling of where did everyone go? The loneliness.
So common, yet often deeply painful. Adult friendship is hard. It's not that effortless group sport anymore. We feel like we have no close friends, or we're in totally different life phases. The drama, waiting for calls, uncertainty, it breeds loneliness.
Why does it change so much?
It's what we call the great scattering. After school, college, the built-in structure disappears. Shared routines, classes, activities, easy proximity, gone. Friends scatter. Different cities, timelines, careers. That scaffolding that made it automatic, it vanishes.
So you lose control over your social life.
Precisely. And the reality is, adult friendships ebb and flow. Expecting them to stay static like high school guarantees disappointment. You need flexibility, proactive intention, which means saying, let them, constantly. Let them move. Let them prioritize new friends. Let them not have time now. Let them not text back instantly. Let them not include me. It's not personal. It's normal.
And there are reasons for this ebb and flow. The 3 pillars.
Exactly. Helps to understand why. First, proximity. That Kansas study. Roughly 74 hours for a casual friend, over 200 for a close one.
Wow.
We clock those hours easily as kids, as adults. Work, family. Finding 200 plus hours is tough. It requires intentional creation of shared time, not just accidental closeness.
Okay, pillar 2.
Timing.
Yeah?
Your life chapter, single versus married with kids, new career versus near retirement. Different chapters make relating deeply harder. Coworkers might spend hours together, but if life stages differ wildly, connection might stay surface level.
Makes sense. And 3rd?
Energy. That inexplicable click
Yeah.
or the off feeling, mutual resonance, intuitive understanding or not, and hard truth. This energy shifts as people grow. That initial click might fade. And that's okay. Understanding these helps see changes not as personal slights, but structural shifts.
Okay, so you let them ebb and flow, but then you might realize, oof, now I have no friends. That's isolating.
Deeply isolating. Mel felt this intensely moving at 54. Crushing loneliness, sad music, waiting for friends to magically appear. It got so bad her daughters forced her to walk up and knock on a new acquaintance's door.
Wow. Forced her.
Yep. Her inner voice screamed, I feel like a loser. Has it come to this? Utterly humiliating for her. But yes, it had. That awkward hello turned into a real friendship, which is why after let them, you must fiercely focus on let me.
Let me be the first.
Be the first to do what? Let me be the first to introduce myself. Let me say, I'm new here, or love your dog. It's the go first habit. Courageous initiation. Let me offer my number. Let me give a sincere compliment. Let me be curious. Let me smile, make eye contact.
Creating social scaffolding.
It's exactly. Building a supportive framework, interaction by interaction. Not about one perfect connection, but weaving a network that makes you feel less lonely, attracts your people. And accelerate it. Group classes, events aligned with your interest. Feel a click. Suggest coffee outside the class. Start small groups, walking club, jazz night, wreath making. My partner Chris found community via the gym, golf league, hospice volunteering.
The key belief.
That everyone wants and needs friendship. Those awkward moments, worth it. Staying lonely is harder long term.
Let's pivot to romance. Choosing the love you deserve. Modern dating often feels messy. Toxic, shallow, manipulative tricks to win someone.
Yeah, it can feel that way. But the real purpose of dating isn't just finding the one.
What is it then?
It's a journey of self-discovery. Experiencing different connections to ultimately choose someone who helps you become your best self and, crucially, who chooses you back with equal enthusiasm.
So how do you know?
Brutal honesty of behavior. People's behavior tells you exactly how they feel about you. Your job. Not overinterpreting, second-guessing, making excuses. Your job is clear. Let them reveal who they truly are through actions. Let them reveal if they make an effort. Let them reveal if they care.
And
Then, critically, with self-respect. Let me see them for who they are, unvarnished. Let me accept the truth in their behavior. Right now, I'm not a priority. It means ditching that trap of saying yes to wrong people out of fear of being alone. Demanding mutual effort, respect, feelings, attraction.
But sometimes it's not about effort. It's incompatibility, deal breakers.
Absolutely. You might love someone deeply, be committed, but find you're fundamentally incompatible on core life visions. The Gottman's research. Stark. 69% of relationship problems are not resolvable.
69%? Wow.
Yeah. Issues like kids versus no kids, or location needs, one wants London, one needs to stay local, tied to deep visions, often unresolvable. Your partner isn't changing. They are moving to London, with or without you. Let them go if that's their path, and now, let me make a choice honoring my truth.
Which leads to that agonizing question. When is the bickering, the overthinking, just normal difficulty, and when is it fundamentally broken?
The critical choice boils down to this. Either end the bitching or end the relationship.
And then, heartbreak. Surviving it.
It's profound grief, truly. The life you thought you were going to live has died. It's not just emotional, it's cellular, neurological, your whole system. You feel it everywhere.
It's tearing everything apart.
Exactly. Unlearning life with them, building a new one without them. It's painstaking. Why people cling for too long. And let me be clear, time heals all wounds. Myth. It's what you do with that time that matters.
So let me becomes the lifeline.
Absolute lifeline. Let me grieve. Let me cry for days if needed. Let me tell the story to process. Let me resist reaching out. Let me feel depressed as a phase. Validating healthy responses. Moving through it, not avoiding it.
And actionable steps while grieving.
Remove triggers. Small bedroom makeover, reclaim space. Reach out to your real support network. Fill your calendar, combat obsessive thoughts. Pick a personal challenge just for you.
And that provocative thought.
If you knew the love of your life was around the corner, how would you spend your single time right now? And crucially, no revenge diets or glow-ups to show them. Do it for you. Only you.
Which brings us to the grand realization. Ask yourself this. Really let it sink in. If all the energy, all the time spent resisting reality, wanting lines faster, texts back sooner, your boss to see your worth, more friends, approval, family support for your choices, if all those thoughts, feelings, moments were put towards something that truly mattered to you, where would you be now? Who would you be? What would you have done?
That right there is the true cost of not using let them. Being constantly burdened by others, worries, actions, opinions, giving away your irreplaceable time and energy to things you can't control.
And the cost of not using let me?
Devastating. Missed opportunities, the career not pursued, book unwritten, trip unbooked, love not expressed due to fear, leaving what you want most up to chance, failing to pursue dreams, actualize potential, the truth. The excuses we make are almost always within our control. You cannot afford that price anymore.
And this points to a fundamental truth. You are the love of your life.
Yes, a relationship doesn't make you worthy. Your existence does. You're the one person you'll spend your entire life with. Creating incredible relationships starts with the one you cultivate with yourself.
So let them isn't just about others.
No, it's a guide for treating yourself with the love, respect, kindness you deserve. The ultimate liberation. Let them be them unconditionally so you can finally, unequivocally, let me be me.
What does that mean practically?
Let me prioritize my own happiness unapologetically. Let me pursue my dreams with passion. Let me set boundaries protecting my peace. Let me choose relationships that uplift me. Let me love myself enough to walk away when it no longer serves my highest good.
It's like navigating under a changing sky. You can't control the weather, clouds, storms, sun.
Exactly. Other people, situations, they're the weather. You can't control their thoughts, actions, love. So why give them control over your confidence, peace, happiness, dream?
It's not a condemnation, it's liberation.
Monumental liberation. You decide if a comment destroys you or rolls off. You decide if bad dates lower your standards or make you more discerning. You decide if other success makes you quit or inspires you harder. How amazing is it that you get to choose where your energy goes?
Now, this won't be easy, right? It's not instant magic.
No. Anyone promising that is selling fantasy. It's not like you start saying, let them, apply let me, and boom, everything you wanted appears.
No.
But the second you take your power back, unequivocally, you know it's just a matter of time. The career, partner, friends, body, goals, they are now fundamentally in your control. Welcome, truly, to your let me era.
So the invitation to yourself
Right.
right now.
Let me get started. Let me take a risk. Let me write the book. Let me be honest about what I want. Let me get in shape for me. Let me apply for the dream job. Let me stop giving energy to those who don't want me back. Let me create a better life, a life I'm proud of, a life that makes me authentically happy.
That's powerful.
And if right now you don't quite believe in you, let me believe in you. If you don't know you can do it, let me know it for you. This journey is yours. The freedom you seek, it's not just waiting, it's already within you.
What a journey we've taken. The power of the let them theory really is in that radical invitation, isn't it, to reclaim total ownership.
Exactly. The path to a meaningful, joyful life lies in mastering that distinction, what you can control, what you can't. And once you get that, choosing let me isn't just an option. It's the foundation, the bedrock of your liberated life. Take these insights, apply them intentionally. Discover the freedom waiting when you bravely step into your let me era.